So Derek, we've got the transmission out of your Lexus. This is kind of what it looks like when it's apart, and this is the end cover for it, and then we also have some features over here. Another part of the case, our differential, our valve body. These are the solenoids, and there's the pan. In the pan, when we took the pan down, we found pieces of metal such as this. There's another piece there. Obviously there's a lot of metal on top of the magnet as well. A little bit of wear there is normal. That's going to be considered abnormal. So the transmission, obviously, we decided to take out. One other note is the top of the case. This is the piece that's going to go against the block. And you can see this is some of the coolant residue that we're talking about as far as the one coolant leak that we're seeing starting to develop. What looks like maybe the back of the intake or something to that effect. So that's just another note that it looks like there's some residue, so there's a leak starting. And when we get to the transmission, most of the clutches themselves, these are clutch plates. That clutch itself wasn't slipping. This clutch back here, same situation, it was not slipping. That one-way clutch here looks like it's okay as well. This planetary, it looks to be in okay shape. When we go to the other planetary, if you look right here where the pins go, you're going to be able to see that I can move that pin around. So what's happened is the pin is worn into that case, and this whole planetary assembly is bad. We also have somewhere from the lugs from this planetary are going to go into here, and some of this material has been worn away. This notch right here is not supposed to be there, so that's going to be all material that's worn away. That is some of the material that we saw inside the pan, and if you look here, you can see a piece is broken off there and pieces broken off there. That's going to explain the two metal bits that we found inside the pan as well. There's another set of clutches that wasn't actually slipping. Same thing on this set of clutches, it wasn't slipping. The pump itself looks to be in okay shape, a little bit of scoring, but I think we can polish that out. We have a little bit of damage on this shell, especially the inside edge here from the bits of metal that were rolling around in there. When we get to the direct clutch, you can see the steel plate, the heat checking on the steel plate. You can see they look like little leopard spots. So there's one right there, one right here. So that's an indication that that clutch pack has been slipping. So when we look at the clutch pack, there's this gear is broken off of here. This gear is supposed to be attached to this piece. So that gear, with the bearing out of the way, this gear should actually be affixed to there. So this piece is broken off, and that's why while we were driving we did lose reverse altogether, and that was this piece here breaking off. So obviously this piece is no good. The clutch has been slipping and it's worn a groove right here, so we can't even get these friction plates to come off of there. The friction plates need to slide in and out of these flutes, so this is bad because of that as well. But of course, with this gear missing, that's going to be the reason for that being bad. This is the rest of the clutch pack, and same thing, we can see some slippage on the steel plates and on the friction. So we always worry about the direct clutch is one of the common failures in this transmission. So on the end cover, these sealing rings are going to be responsible for how the oil gets into that drum. So what we're looking at is how much clearance this ring has in an up and down fashion. So you can see I've got an 8 thousandths feeler gauge that's stuck in there, and that the spec on this is down around 5 thousandths. So really the groove itself is worn. It's a critical area, so we have to pay particular attention. So basically what's happened is this metal ring is wearing out the aluminum piece here. Actually, it's a Teflon ring, so the ring itself is wearing the land and that a potential leak source, so we're going to have to address that as well. So I think that's kind of got the gist of what was wrong inside your transmission. Eric will contact you a little later on and talk about the costs of the repairs on the repair estimate and the recondition estimate as well.